This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. The last time I interviewed Lyndon Arthur was in a hotel room. We're back in a hotel room again. Obviously, didn't fight last night. Did some different duties. Was live on BT Sport doing a bit of punditry with your mate Sonny Edwards. How was that?
Yeah, it was decent, first time doing it, getting on telly and making sure that I don't mess up my words and whatnot. It's a bit nerve-wracking the first 10, 15 minutes of doing it, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, huge news last night as well for someone you know very well, and Sonny Edwards landing a world title shot. Obviously, he's delighted. You must be happy for him as well, man.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time. Sonny's been calling everyone out in Britain, and nobody in Britain wants to fight him, so he's not been able to, I think, win the British title outright. So he's getting the world title chance. He's getting his opportunity against a tough, credible guy, not been beaten for 13 years opponent. So I'm backing him, obviously, 100 million%, and I believe Sonny can do it. I'm buzzing for him.
Lyndon, it's been a while, obviously, since I last caught up with you, the day after the fight with Anthony Yarde. How many times have you actually watched the fight back and given thought to your performance? Because obviously there was a lot of talk after the fight about your hand, etc. So you weren't at your best. How many times have you watched the fight back, and what did you think of your performance?
I watched the fight back about 3-4 times, maybe 5. But I pushed because you can't be in the moment for too long. My performance was good. It was what it needed to be. Yeah, it wasn't a punch perfect performance, but it got me the W and it got me what I needed it to get me. And regardless of my injury on my arm and whatnot, I still got the job done with what I had with my arsenal. So I'd probably rate about a 6 out of 10 in regards to the person I beat and the fight built up, the fact that I was a great underdog. So it was a good win for me.
It was a fight that we expected to catch fire a bit and be a firefight. So I think it's fair to say the pair of you weren't at your best. You said you did enough on the night, which was evident. But I think it's fair to say the pair of you weren't at your best on that night. Is that fair?
I did what I went in there to do, regardless of me being at my best. I went in there and executed the job perfectly, and it worked for me. Now if it didn't catch fireworks, that was nothing to do with me, because I'm a great boxer and that's what I do. I box. He was supposed to knock me out, so if it didn't catch fire, that's nothing to do with me. I'm sure if he would have put it on me a little bit more, it might heat it up a little bit. But my job was always to go in there and outbox Yarde, and that's what I did. So if people didn't like that, then that's nothing to do with me.
Perhaps what I'm alluding there for yourself is that you did win the fight with one hand, and you've got a fantastic jab, as we know. But I'm more trying to get out what the situation was with your right hand, because I'm sure you'd have liked to throw a few more hands, even though that fight was won by your lead hand. How bad was that injury, Lyndon?
It wasn't bad, as in I can feel it constantly. It was just when I punch and miss, it was sending sharp pains through my arm, and it was just exactly the same as, like I said in the interview before, exactly the same as my left arm when I fought a Nim. I couldn't throw it properly, because when I'm missing, I'm punching with it. It's hit my hands hurt and it's sending shooting pains through. So it was hard. I had to know that I was going to hit when I threw it, and sometimes when I didn't, it was sending the pains through my arm, as I just said.
So that hand is all good now. I suppose you've had a bit of rest period, etc. What's the situation with it now?
Yeah, I've had the operation. It's on the way back. I'm still doing physio and stuff like that, and the rehab what I've been given. I've sparred light. And my first open spar the other day. It's getting there. By the time I fight, it'll be there. So
in terms of getting out again, of course that depends on how that hand recovers. But have you been given a time frame of when you can be out? And also, a second part to that question, we're expecting a kind of a final eliminator for yourself, perhaps for a world title shot, or the fight with Anthony Yarde, the rematch. What is the situation with you at the moment?
But I told Frank I should be ready towards the end of May, early June. Again, we'll see how sparring goes and how my arm goes. I'm not going to fight if my arm's not 100%. Obviously, regarding to the fight, I'm not sure. It could be an eliminator. It could be whatever. But it could be a defense on my title. I'm not really sure. I like the British title. We'll see. My options are open.
What would you prefer though, Lyndon? That fight with Yarde, which would be a big fight in the UK, but you want to progress now. You're highly ranked in the WBO. If that final eliminator is there on the table. Are you gunning for that to work yourself towards a world title?
We will see. My team will do. I want a world title, obviously, but I'm a boxer. You heard Dennis McCann last night say he'd fight for a world title tomorrow if they offered him. So we as boxers, that's what we do. My team know what's best for me. Obviously, I want a world title. So anything that's going to push me in that direction, I would obviously look at highly. But again, we'll see. We'll see.
Now, obviously, Callum Johnson linked up with Frank Warren, so that adds a interesting dynamic to this picture in the light heavyweight division. I just, out of interest, want to know your thoughts on a potential fight between, firstly, Callum and Anthony Yarde. How do you think that would play out if that would happen?
Great fight. I believe, I don't know, with Callum's a confident kid against, I got tagged in an interview the other day, he's saying he beat everyone up and it bashes all up. I think him and Yarde are a good fight. With this style, if he gets clipped going forward against Yarde, I don't think he won't be there to hit. Yarde might get him out there early. That's just my opinion. Maybe not, I may be wrong, but we'll see.
So if you had to pick someone, are you leaning towards Anthony Yarde in that fight?
I'm leaning towards Yarde. That's no disregard, though. Don't discredit to Callum. I've obviously not been in the ring with him, I never sparred with him, I don't know. But I know from what I've seen, his style, the come forward style, and as you know, if you go forward against Yarde, you get clipped. It can be quite devastating. But again, so can Callum Johnson. But I do lean towards Yarde a little bit more.
And what about for yourself? I know you said you'd leave it down to your team, etc., to make the moves for you, whether it's an eliminator or the Yarde rematch. But that Callum Johnson fight, does that personally interest you as well for yourself?
Obviously, it's a great fight. He was at one time British Commonwealth champion, fought for a world title, fought Beterbiev, put Beterbiev down. He's a credible opponent, another great English opponent for me. So again, I'm not ruling nothing out. That fight's definitely not a fight that I'm ruling out. He's obviously under the same banner as me now, so it's probably going to get put to me at some time soon. So again, we'll see.
I'm sure you have a keen eye though on a bill in April. Not sure when that will be. Probably the 24th when Cash and Bentley fight, where Yarde and Johnson will be on that card, not fighting each other, but they'll be both out. So I'm sure you'll have a keen eye on that fight night.
Yeah, hopefully I get to come back and do some more punditry. I don't mind it. It's quite fun. It was cold, but it was fun, and I won't mind actually coming back and seeing both of them again. Obviously, I want to see everyone do well in boxing. So regardless of my opponents or not, away from me, go and win, and we'll create great fights for the future.
Back to the aftermath of that fight with Yarde, really. I remember doing the interview with yourself and Sonny and Zelfa. Sonny and Zelfa are more vocal about this, saying you're not getting really the credit you deserve straight after the fight, etc. Do you believe, the weeks after leaning into Christmas, etc., you did get the credit from people? And also, what do you think of some of Anthony's comments where he was saying perhaps he might look at leaving Tunde, etc.? Obviously, that situation hasn't developed yet. As far as we know, he's still with Tunde. But what did you make of his comments as well?
I can't talk for him. I can't be in his head or tell him how to feel. He obviously feels the way he does. His comments towards me, again, I understand because nobody likes to lose a fight. So I get his anger and I get his frustration in the decision of the fight. But he knows better than everyone. He's in there. He's training with Tunde, and if he believes Tunde's not the right person for him no more, then he will leave. If not, they'll stay together. And Tunde's got him as far as a world title, which a lot of people and him himself, and they talk about they could have won that, and in the 8th round they actually come close to winning the world title. So if Tunde, if they actually come through that fight and in the 8th round they won and knocked Kovalev out, Tunde would be the greatest trainer in the world right now. So we can't, you can't really judge too much. Me personally, I like the way I train. I'm not really a fan of how he does his thing, but it's a gimmick and it works for them, and they've got them where they are today. So I can't judge them too much. Here's what it is. They'll do what he wants.
And in terms of the credit for the win from their team and also just the general public, do you feel like you got enough?
Not from their team. Obviously, they didn't like that I won at all, and as he was saying, he was calling it a robbery, which is mad. But I've got credit. Yeah, I've got credit. Where'd you get credit? You get credit from social media and stuff like that. It's the only place that, and obviously the rankings and whatnot. So I guess I've got my credit. There's a lot of people that are now fans of me and that wasn't fans of me before, didn't see me before. So I've got the and I'm known in America and stuff like that now. Well, I'm not saying I'm known, but a lot more people are alert to me in America. The people are messaging me from America and from more places around the world. So yeah, I feel like I got my credit. Yeah.
What do you think about this fight between Dimitri Bivol and Craig Richards? A mad opportunity for Craig here.
It's a mad opportunity for Craig. Good luck to him. I actually messaged him saying, well, yo, congrats for taking the fight. I'm like, yo, well done. That's a great fight for Craig Richards. Bivol's a monster, an absolute monster in the sport. I've watched him since Eddie and signed him and whatnot. Or wherever he signed to. Since he come on the scene, I've looked at him anyway. I didn't really know him from the amateurs, but he just does everything well. It's a hard fight. It's a hard fight for Craig Richards, and credits for him taking it.
Yeah, best of luck to Craig in that one, but an extremely difficult task on hand. Quickly get your thoughts on a fight tonight, please, Lyndon. Dylan Whyte tries to get revenge over Alexander Povetkin now in Gibraltar. What's your gut feeling saying on that one?
I think I hope and I think he wins it. He was winning it last time, quite easily as well. Put him down twice, and I just think he switched off for a minute. And I heard an interesting thing. David A say as long as Dillian Whyte understands that punch wasn't a lucky punch, you're in there with a world class operator in Povetkin, and he actually probably would have worked on that in the gym. When that's his punch, he works on it a lot. He has to understand that it wasn't a lucky punch, like David A said, and know that it can be hit with it again. Be 100% switched on. You can't learn to switch. You can't switch off for a split second in the heavyweight division on 1 and 2 with someone as a class of opponent is Povetkin, ex-world champion, had many experienced fights, been in there with all of them, Joshua, Klitschko, the lot. So Dillian Whyte can do it. And again, great luck to him, good luck to him. But he has to constantly stay switched on. I think he'll do it.
Okay. And just finally, before we close off, there was some news this week, big news with Everlast signing 52 fighters and putting a massive commitment and pledge towards boxing, and signed the likes of Conor Benn, Joshua Buatsi, Chantel Cameron, a lot of other women fighters as well, and other fighters across the sport. What did you think about that, and a brand like Everlast doing so much for the sport?
Yeah, it's great, man. Anything and anyone that can bring any positivity towards boxing and the sport that I'm in, the career that I've chose, is only good. Everlast been in the game for years. I even remember playing with Everlast gloves on the fight night games, and choosing your gloves and whatnot. So the fact that they're doing that and they're signing and sponsoring boxers, it's hard out here for boxers. So I'm glad it's happening, and thank you to them.
Just mentioned the word game there. Actually, just reminded me, you're in that new boxing game, aren't you?
I am, and I hope my jab's 99 on there, because it better be. But yeah, man, the game looks great. It's got all amazing fighters on there, past and present. I'm looking forward to it. Imagine I grew up playing fight night, and now I get to play with myself on a game. It's crazy to me.
When's that out? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I'm hoping soon. Soon, hopefully. I want to sit there and play. But
it's about time, man.
Yeah. It's about time. It's been years, so if it's as good as it looks, it's gonna take off, and it's gonna be fun to play with. I can't wait. Hopefully, at the end of May.
Okay, Lyndon Arthur, thank you very much for your time on IFL TV. As always, safe travels back to Manchester. I'm guessing you're going back today, and look forward to you being back in the ring very soon.
Yeah, man, thank you again. Oh, let me get it out there. I got them on now, but to all my sponsors that support me, and thank you. And let me shout out Tap B as well. Tap B is my friend. I like him. He's a great musician from Manchester. Ugly, but he's my friend. He's my good friend. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
When you about to reel your sponsors off and you were going on, I thought you got a Gucci jacket on, so I was like, what's going on here?
Gucci, if you're watching, hit me up.
What's up, man?